guys, welcome back to my channel, Anita Crochets. My name is Anita. I don't take it for granted that you guys come back and watch my content. I am having inconsistencies with my health, apparently. That's why I'm also having inconsistencies with my recording. I'm no longer like recording vigorously as I was, but I'm trying to pick up whenever I get fine and pick up from where I left off. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys this baby doll dress. Some of you call it the baby doll dress, others call it oh my god, I'm forgetting the names really, but yeah, that's how they look like most. And today I'm trying to recreate that in crochet because I felt drawn to it, being the fact that it feels so free and it feels so, you know, it's one dress you can just throw on and you feel free. You don't care about, okay, where I'm going to go, I'm going to eat maybe a lot of food and my stomach is going to be like bumpy. So that's actually why I was drawn to this kind of design. So I'm going to be recreating this into crochet, and these are the materials you are going to require. You'll need a tape measure. I'm going to be working with a 4.5mm hook. And I have this yarn that I'm working with. It's Robin 100% acrylic. It's 50 grams and this is size 2 yarn, so I'm going to double my strands, okay? And also the fact that it is soft enough, because if we work this dress with the chunky yarn, it's going to feel stiff, okay? It's going to feel stiff and the ruffles are not going to like lay down the way they have to lay down on this dress. So this is the perfect yarn, okay? Or if you have size 3 yarn, then you can use that and do not double your strands. But if you're having size 2 yarn, we are doubling our strands for this project, okay? Lastly, you may need a yarn needle, maybe just to weave in your ends or something, but basically this is what you need. So let's get started. So we are going to make a knot. Just like that. And we shall chain 3 into the first chain stitch or the third chain stitch from the hook right there. We are going to work 5 double crochets. Three, 4, and finally 5. So now into to work the next row, we shall chain 2 and turn our work. Into this very first stitch we work 2 double crochets. Into the next stitches we are going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch until we have 1 stitch left. Okay, so now into the last stitch we are going to work 2 double crochets all in the very same stitch. You see that? Now if you're working for sizes small, you are going to repeat the very same thing until you have the width for your bust, for one of your breasts, okay? But if you're working for sizes medium and large, this is what you will do. Chain 2. Into the very first stitch, you're going to work 3 double crochets in this very same stitch. Okay? Now for people working for sizes small, you will work you will work 2 double crochets. But for us working for sizes medium and large, we are going to work 3 double crochets, okay? Now we work 1 double crochet into every stitch until we have 1 stitch left to end the row. Now into the very last stitch we do the very same thing. We work an increase, so we work 3 double crochets all in the very same stitch. For those working for sizes small or extra small, you will work 2 double crochets. You see how my piece is widening? What I'm doing is a breast cup, okay? This is going to be a breast cup for my breast. So I'm starting this dress from the top and going all the way down. So chain 2. on this row we are going to work 2 double crochets into the very first stitch. Okay, and we shall work 1 double crochet into every stitch until we come to that, sorry, 1 double crochet into every stitch until we have 1 stitch left to end the row. Now into the very last stitch you will work 2 double crochets. So literally the increase you work when starting the row is the same increase you work when ending the row. You see what we have? So for the next row we chain 2, turn our work 3 double crochets into the very first stitch, just like that, and then work 1 double crochet into every stitch, and in the last stitch we work 3 double crochets. So basically someone working for a size small is going to be working an increase of 2 double crochets when starting the row and ending the row. Okay, for those working all throughout, literally until she has the width she wants for her breast. Okay, so you will get your piece and just put it over your breast and see that, or you can measure your bust, divide your bust by 4, then you will see that you will work this until you feel like your piece, this piece for the breast cup, can actually stretch out to meet the measurements you have for your bust. Okay, the people working for sizes medium and large are going to be working 1 row of an increase of 2 double crochets when starting and ending the row. Then the next row will have an increase of 3 double crochets when starting and ending the row. I hope I am clear. So the series is, this row will be 2 double crochets starting and ending the row. The next row will have an increase of 3 double crochets when starting and ending the row. So you just keep doing that repeatedly until you see that your piece can actually fit or cover the bottom of your breast. I hope I am clear. Okay, and I'm going to let you work your piece until it's wide enough, just like this. Okay, for me I ended at this I worked 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 rows. You can work more than this. Okay, if you feel like it's not yet the width that you want for your bust, you can just keep going and increasing, okay, until you have that width that you desire. More so for someone working for sizes large, because me, I was trying to work for a size medium. So let me let you guys work your piece until you are at this step, and then you will follow the very same steps to work your second piece. So I'm going to meet you once you have your second piece, and let me also get done with my second piece and get back. So here I am with both pieces complete, and this is how they look like. Now I'm going to be working my next row, and it's on my next row that I'm going to join the 2 pieces. So as you can see, I ended with 3 double crochets into the last stitch, so my next row should be an increase of 2 double crochets. So I will get my hook and yarn, and I will work 2 double crochets into the very first stitch. Please make sure you are working this not too loosely and not too tightly. If you work your project too tightly, you will find that the ruffles for our dress are not going to flow. Our dress is like literally going to appear stiff on the body, and that's not what I'm looking for. I want something like, you know, soft and you know, flowing, just like real fabric would be, like real cloth fabric, because that's what I'm trying to imitate. So here I will work 1 double crochet into every stitch until I am right here. So here we are into the very last stitch. Here I'm going to work 2 double crochets, see what I have now. Because I want this to be attached to this, I'll grab my second piece and just cross over. So I'm going to yarn over and just get into the very first stitch on this piece, work 2 double crochets just like I did on the other side into the very first stitch. So you see I have joined the 2. All right, and now I'm going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way until I have one stitch left to end the row. So let me meet you guys there. Now into the very last stitch, still I'm going to work 2 double crochets all in the very same stitch. So I'm going to put this piece aside and then grab a new ball of yarn to work my back piece before I tell you why I just put this aside and not cut my yarn. So I'll just put this aside, get another ball of yarn and show you how to work the back piece. So to start my back piece, I'll make a knot, get my hook, insert it into the loop, and I'm going to work chains equivalent to 8 inches. So I'll get my tape measure and measure where I am just to be sure. Please don't pull your work like to stretch it out because it will give you wrong results. Just place it onto the tape measure and see that you exactly are having the right inches. So I'll just add a few stitches. So I think I have 8 inches. Now from here I'm going to add 1 chain, and then this is just to help me start my next row. So into the second chain stitch from the hook I will work a single crochet and work a single crochet into the next stitch, and I'm going to keep working 1 single crochet until I get to the end of my row. So this is how it looks like after I've worked my single crochets. Now what I am going to do next is I'm going to chain 2. Remember, I am trying to mimic what I did for this. So I'm going to follow the very same increments I worked on this so that my back piece resembles my front piece. The only difference will be this cut won't be there, okay? Yeah, for my first row I am going to work 2 double crochets of an increase when starting and ending the row, and for the next row I will work 3 double crochets of an increase when starting and ending the row. So basically I am trying to mimic this. Into the very first stitch we work 2 double crochets all in the very same stitch, and then work 1 double crochet into every stitch until we have 1 stitch left. Now remember, when I worked my very first row for my cups, I worked 5 stitches, so I am considering that I worked 2 double crochets in the first stitch and 2 double crochets this side, okay? Now for my next row, still I'm going to work 2 double crochets into the first and last stitch. Why? Because it's what it is here, okay? Before I now resume with 3 double crochets in the first stitch and then 2 double crochets, you know. Before I resume with that, I just wanted to like throw more light as to why I'm going to work 2 rows of just starting with 2 double crochets and ending with 2 double crochets. But for sizes small, you know that you just have to keep working 2 double crochets when starting and ending the row until you have the length or the same number of rows as you had for your breast cup, okay, before you joined it. So I'm going to mimic this until I have 9 rows in total, okay? And I'm going to get back after those 9 rows and show you what to do. So I have my piece complete, and this is how it looks like. I have 9 rows just like I had for my breast cup, okay? So if I place this down here and then I get my piece for my breast cup, you can see how so well they rhyme together, more so the edges here, and that's what I was looking for. So for my back piece, I'm going to get my scissors and just cut this, and I'll secure my ends. So I'm going to get my hook and insert it into the loop where I last stopped for my front piece. Now because I want to attach this to this, I'm just going to resume, so I will yarn over and into the very first stitch of this back piece I'm going to work 2 double crochets, and I'm going to continue with 1 double crochet into every stitch until I get to the last stitch of the back piece, okay? And that's where I'm going to meet you guys, then show you how to end your row. So I'm right here. When you get into the last stitch of the back piece, you work 2 double crochets in the very same stitch. Yes, so just like this. We are now going to work a slip stitch into the very first stitch that started this row. So basically we have joined all our pieces together, and for the next row I will chain to turn my work, and I'm going to be working 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way around until I come to the end, and then work a slip stitch. I'm going to keep doing this for the next rows. You'll just be chaining 2, turning your work, working 1 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of your row. And you're going to do this for the number of rows that you feel can go all the way to your underbust. This is where our breasts are going to sit, and this comes halfway our breast. So we are going to work more rows of just normal double crochet, no increase whatsoever, until when you know that you are now like all the way to your underbust, okay? Like below your breasts, and then a few inches, maybe 1 or 2 below your breasts, okay? So just work this until you have that length, and I'm going to get back and now show you how to start working our dress. Hello guys, so basically this is what I have. Okay, I have worked 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Yeah, I have worked 11 rows from right here up to down here, and it was just normal 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way around, and then working a slip stitch at the end of the row. So now what I am going to start doing is the ruffle. So I'm just going to elaborate something here so that we are both on track. So what I have so far done is, and this is where I am, all right? And now what I want to do is I want to start my very first tier, and I want it to be like that. And then I want my next tier to be like that. And the next like that. So we shall have some kind of very little ruffle around every tier, okay? Every start of every tier will have a little ruffle, all right? So this is what I'm trying to create. So I am right here, and I want to start my very first tier, but when making tiers, what you have to keep in mind is this tier should be at least 1.5 times larger than the above tier. Okay, so basically also this tier should be like, if going all the way around right here is let's say 30 inches all the way around on this level. If all the way around is 30 inches, so that means, but I have to start working stitches that are going to be 30 plus 15. Why? Because 15 is, if you say 30 divided by 2 gives you 15. So that means the half of the above tier is 15 inches. So you will get this 15 and add it to this 30 that you have all through, which will give you 45 inches. So the bottom of this tier should end up being 45 inches. Now to go down to this next tier, still you will have 45 plus 15 inches, and that will give you about 60 inches. So the bottom right here of this should be 60 inches. Now for us, we are not going to be in position to measure in inches because we are not working with fabric, like clothing fabric. Instead, we are working with stitches. So what I am going to do is to have my first tier get larger, halfway more larger than the upper tier is. I am going to be working a lot more stitches into the stitches I have, so that I can have my first tier get large. And this is how I'm going to do that. I hope I have explained this very clearly. Okay, so what I'm going to do from here is this. I have my yarn. I just want my every tier to be in a different color. I'm sorry, I'm going to be working with white. Sometimes I get you guys complaining, you worked with white this time and then you worked with what's it called, black, so we can't see. So let me just decrease my lighting a little so that I can work with white, and then if I'm working with another color, then I will increase the lighting. So I hope that's fair enough. We're in position. I'm going to get my yarn and I'll yarn over, pull through yarn and work a chain. So right here, I'm going to start working 1 single crochet into every stitch. So into the very first stitch, I've worked a single crochet, and I will do that for the next stitch and the next and the next. And this is what I am going to do all throughout, all the way around, just working 1 single crochet into every stitch. Okay, so let me let you guys work your single crochets, and once you come to the end of the row, you will work a slip stitch into the very first stitch, that is to end your row. And I'm going to meet you there and show you how we now start working our first tier. Okay, so you can see I am all the way around my work, and here I will get into this very first stitch and work a slip stitch. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. Now this is where you have to be very, very attentive. Like I said, my next tier should be halfway more, okay, halfway more than what I already have. So to have that is, I am going to be working 2 double crochets every after 1 stitch. I'm going to be working 2 double crochets into the next stitch every after 1 stitch. I hope I am clear. Here is what you do. First, into the very first stitch, I'm going to work a normal double crochet. Now into the next stitch I am going to work a front post. Okay, I am going to work a front post double crochet like that, and work another front post double crochet. See that? I'm a little worried. I'm working with white and I don't know whether you guys can see this clearly. So into the next stitch still I am going to work, just get into the back of the loop just like that and work a double crochet. Once again you get into the back of the loop and then work. Now into this stitch I'm going to work 2 double crochets, so I'm going to work 2 front post double crochets in the very same stitch. You see that? Once again 1 front post double crochet into this stitch, and then 2 front post double crochets into the next stitch. So this we would work normal double crochets, but the front post double crochets also help us make our work, you know, I don't know, come up a little bit and not have the dress just fall flat onto you. So this is just to help our work, like, I don't know how to explain that, but this is just to help your dress, you know, the tiers to look not flat, okay, a little elevated from the previous tier. Okay, so that's why we are working with the front post double crochet. So right there I work a front post double crochet into the next stitch, and I'll be working 2 front post double crochets in the next stitch after that. Okay, continue working 1 front post double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 front post double crochets in the stitch after that. So I'm going to just be doing this all the way around. Work 1 front post and then 2 front post double crochets into the next stitch. So basically I want us to like skip one work 1 double crochet in one stitch and then 2 double crochets into the next stitch. And I'm going to do this for all the stitches. So this is to cover for what I was trying to explain to you guys. You can see that my tier is a little up, like it's not flat. You will see that as we go on with the work, but at least you can see it's a little elevated. You see that? It's not like lying flat onto the dress, it's not going to like lie flat, and that's the effect I wanted these front post double crochets to do to my dress and to do to every tier that I work. So the fact that we are inserting 1 double crochet after 1 stitch is going to give us the result I was looking for. So we are going to be inserting 1 more double crochet into 1 stitch after 1 double crochet because we want to get this kind of result. Let me let you guys work your row until the end, just working 1 double crochet in this, 1 front post double crochet in this, and then 2 front post double crochets into the next. So just keep repeating that until the end of the row right here. That's where I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do next. Gone all the way around with what I asked you guys to do. That's how my work looks like. So here I'm going to work a slip stitch into this stitch so that I can close up. Now I'll chain 2 and turn my work. So right now it may not look that huge, okay, but it will over time as we go ahead and work as many tiers as possible. So first of all, the length between every tier is going to be up to you. If you want your every tier to have maybe 10 rows, you will work 10 rows before you work your next tier, okay? Now for this next row, after working this increment to start your next tier, for the next rows, this is what you are going to do. You are going to be working 1 double crochet into every stitch, just like that. And you are going to do this for every stitch all the way around. And if you count your stitches, you will find that if on this previous tier here, the green one, if you had 100 stitches, you will find that on this row, by the time you finish up this row, you're going to have like 150. Okay, so that is what I meant by having a half more. So basically you're going to have the total number of stitches plus half more stitches than you had on the previous row. So basically that is it. Now I'm going to work my 1 double crochet into every stitch until I come to the end of the row, and that's where I'm going to meet you and just explain something, one more thing shortly, before I let you guys work this tier on your own, and then I'll meet you on the next tier. So guys, here I am at the end of my row. This is how it looks like, and from here I am going to work a slip stitch into the chain 2 that I worked when starting the row. Now for the next rows, I'm not going to work anything different from what I have just showed you guys. I'm just going to be chaining 2, turning my work and working 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way around until I come to the end of my row, just like this. And this I am going to do for a couple of rows, like just do this for the number of rows you really want your tiers to be. Sometimes one may want the tiers not having even number of rows. Maybe you can find you want this tier to be longer than the other tier, on the other tier a little shorter. So you can just play around with the length of every tier. But I'm going to let you work your first tier and then come back and elaborate how to work your next tier. I know now you have knowledge about it, but for those who have not really understood, I'll be back to work the second tier with you guys, and then I'll let you work the entire tiers on your own until you have the length of the dress that you desire. So guys, this is what I have, and as you can see, this is what I have, and as you can see, this is the top of it, and this is my second tier, or my first tier, let's say. Okay, I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 rows on this tier. So I'm going to show you how to join the next tier, and it's not different from what I have done, but I just want you guys to like master the whole thing, because you are going to work the next tiers on your own so that you achieve the length that you desire. Also, I have to mention that you can just work a top out of this and have this to be like your top, you know. If you don't want a dress, you can just work 1 tier and you have a complete top. So you are going to attach your next yarn. I am putting this color of yarn. It's close to baby pink, but it's not baby pink. So I'm chaining 1 and turning my work without turning my work. So I will work 1 single crochet into every stitch, just like this. Going all the way around. So I'm just going to let you guys run all the way around with your single crochets. So once you have worked all your stitches, you are going to get here and just work a slip stitch into the very first chain stitch that started the row. Now here we are chain 2, turn your work and work 1 double crochet in the first stitch, work 2 double crochets into the 2 front post double crochets into the next stitch, work 1 front post double crochet in the next, and then 2 front post double crochets into the next stitch, just like this, 1 front post double crochet in the next stitch, and 2 front post double crochets into the next stitch. So you will find that the number of our stitches is actually going to be increasing for every tier, okay? And the length or number of rows for every tier is up to you, like it is your choice to make, okay? So you are going to be working 1 double crochet into this stitch, and then you work 2 double crochets, 2 front post double crochets into the next stitch. You are going to repeat that series all the way around for all the stitches, and you will find that you have kind of almost doubled the number of stitches you previously had for your previous tier. So this is what you are going to do for every tier that comes by, and the length for every tier is up to you, or the number of rows you have to work for every tier, that is up to you given the length of the dress that you want. So just do this for the next row. After this row that you have that you have started working this tier, you will be working 1 double crochet into every stitch, okay? So literally we are just working this row like this because we just want that increment for our tier, all those little ruffles, to show that we are now on the next tier. But then the rows that come after that, you work 1 double crochet into every row, just like we did here. We worked the 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets into the 2 stitches, that kind of series until the end. For these other rows, I have been working 1 double crochet into every stitch until the end of the row. So that's what you are just going to reciprocate into every tier. And then now let me show you how to work your upper bit of the dress, or more like your straps and everything, so we can now get to see how our dress turns out. So to work your strap, this is what you're going to do. You're going to insert your hook into this, was it the 5th stitch on this side? Just insert it in there, and you will pull through yarn and chain 2. Into this very same stitch, you will work a double crochet, and just find anywhere to insert your hook, work a double crochet. So those are 2. I just need 3 of them. I just need 3 of them, so just find anywhere to insert your hook and work the 3rd double crochet, just like that. So here you'll chain 2 and turn your work. Into the very first stitch, you work 1 double crochet and do the same for the next stitches until the end. Okay, so chain 2, do the very same thing, and you're going to do this for a total number of 15 rows. So your strap is going to have 15 rows, okay? So I'm going to get back once you have your 15 rows complete, then I show you what to do. So once you have your strap long enough to the length that you desire, you are going to place it to the corner of the back piece, okay, just like this. Now if you have your darning needle, you can just hand sew it, but because I just want to work really fast, I'm just going to place it like this, and I'm going to use my hook and then just attach these two together, working single crochets. So just like that. Make sure you are working into 3 stitches at the back, because you're also attaching 3 stitches of the strap. Okay, so just like that, into this piece and this piece, and you have fully joined your strap. So you see what we have. Now I'm not going to cut my yarn, instead I'm just going to like continue from right here. So I'm going to chain 1, insert my hook into this stitch. Now I just want to like have a good finish on my borders, just like this. Okay, so that's why I'm working this row of single crochets. I'm going to be working 2 single crochets into every double crochet post. So right here I'll work 1 single crochet in there and the second in the single crochet right there. So go ahead, work 1 single crochet in the middle of the double crochet post and the other at the top of the double crochet post. If this confuses you, just work 2 single crochets into the very same spot for as long as you're working it into that double crochet post. So do this all the way around here until you get back here and work a slip stitch, then cut your yarn and weave in your ends. Okay, this will give you this matte finish. All right, and it's literally the very same thing we are going to do. Once you have your straps complete, literally just copy what I have done here for this strap as well. Okay, once you have that strap also complete, you will work on the edges of the armpits and also work on the edges of your cleavage. Okay, so you will insert your hook somewhere here and work single crochets along the edges of the back piece, and then the edge of the strap, and down here the edge of the cleavage, all the way up, and that and that and that and right there, and work a slip stitch. So clearly I'm just going to get back and show you guys how my work looks like finally complete, and we can see how our tiered baby dress actually fits and looks like. It's very convenient for maternity. It's very convenient for someone who just wants something freeform and not super fitted, or something super free, and if you want it fitted you can just add a belt over it. So clearly that is the beauty of this dress. I think I'll see you in my next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you loved this one. Thank you so much once again. Goodbye.